At what's happening on the ground with Lindo. Lindokuhle, good morning. You were up in early Qabashe on the ground with the troops there in Alex. Where are you now and what have you observed so far?
All right, we were up very early and witnessing the parade of some of the officials that are on the ground, making sure that there is law and order as well as the adherence to some of the regulations put in place for the lockdown. And in fact, we are here on the invite of the SANDF. What they are saying, of course, is that they want to show us exactly what they do on a daily basis when they when they conduct some of their operations around Alexandra. And in fact, the visuals you are seeing right now, you won't be seeing me as I am the one driving the vehicle. However, we are, of course, following one of the convoys, and my colleague Mohammed Kali is the one that is actually giving you those visuals. What we are seeing, of course, is that it's a bit quieter today. And one had a concern that if the SANDF were to invite us to be embedded journalists in this particular operation, that there wouldn't be, what normally happens or what we've seen in the past in terms of some of the allegations of people being forced to do exercises and all of that. But at this stage, we have just been following this convoy. There hasn't been much of the foot patrolling. What we are seeing is basically people just walking around. And this is a quieter area in Alexandra, Praten. The other time when we were following these particular patrollers, they were on the other side where you'll find that a lot of people are on the streets. But I can certainly tell you that as far as we've seen, we have been in an area that has been a bit quieter. But of course, there were those that are found on the streets. And as far as we've seen, they have been just told to go back to their houses. And that's as far as we've been witnessing at this stage. Nothing hectic, nothing, out of the ordinary. But again, it raises the concern of saying that are they doing what they normally do when we are not here as the media?
Yeah, the interaction you saw earlier with some of the residents of Alex in other parts where you've been, where they were told to go home, what was the impression of those interaction with the soldiers?
Well, the interactions that we've seen is basically just people being told to go home. Those that have been found in front of the stores have been told to quickly buy what they need and go back inside their homes. But I can tell you, Praten, I am a person who was actually in Alex when some of these operations were conducted before, and that was not the case. The people were, the officials were very much, in fact, aggressive in their manner, in their conduct before. But it seems that today they have reorganized themselves. We were told by one of the captains, Captain Silo, that in fact they have coordinated and they have been given orders as to how they must actually conduct some of these operations. But as far as we are seeing, as you can see, even that officer in front of that gate just telling them to go inside. There is no physical altercations whatsoever. They are carrying out these, and at a later stage we'll then tell you exactly what the SA did in the past, but so far it seems like.
Yeah, we keep on losing the signal there as that army and police convoy is going through Alexandra with Lindokuhle Xulu, our reporter there, and of course our cameraman going around there with them. We were invited there, as eNCA, to see on the ground for ourselves what's happening, of course, following the reports of heavy-handedness allegedly by police and soldiers in other parts of Alex, and that death, unfortunately, of Mr. Kosaela. Lindokuhle Xulu will stay in Alex on the ground, partner, as they carry on and checking out what's going to be happening. I think people will tend to behave differently when you have such a huge presence of soldiers and police. And the police and the soldiers will behave differently because the media is with them.
Well, let's hope it's not just for one day. Let's hope it's catching. And the
maybe we're being too skeptical. But, I mean, we appreciate being invited to see actually in action what's happening.
Yeah. And